Welcome, race fans, to the All-American Sim Racing Network's presentation of the All-American Racing League's or Lawn Care Truck Series. This is the Save the Tatas 150 from Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. The half-mile oval will prove to be difficult for these drivers tonight. I am in the booth with David Lefano. I am your host, Hillbilly Hera. Dave, how you doing tonight?
Hey, Hillbilly, I'm not doing all that bad. Excited to be here to watch this one at Myrtle Beach, a track that maybe a lot of people aren't familiar with. The track actually no longer exists in real life, so interesting to see these trucks try to get around this half mile. Very, very tricky, to say the least. So hopefully there's a lot of patience throughout this night, especially early on, and hopefully they prove once again to put on a good show for us tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. And interestingly enough, this race was scheduled for last Sunday. However, and I know I apologize, folks, we weren't able to broadcast that race due to an illness. I wasn't feeling well, so we are broadcasting. Last week we went to I believe it was it Chicago we were at last week, Dave?
Yes, I believe it was Chicagoland.
So Chicagoland and the trucks last week, and the reason that was done is they were actually switching it up for Myrtle Beach. And then this weekend was going to be Martinsville, according to our schedule, if the folks at home have seen our schedule. However, due to popular demand, and this being a little bit different track for all the drivers.
Fucking Peru. Damn it.
I've got to make some changes. I apologize for that. They've decided to go ahead and run here at Myrtle Beach as opposed to running at Martinsville this weekend. Now, in the Julio Cornhole Board Series in the Xfinity style car, we did run Martinsville there on Thursday, which was a pretty good and clean race, only 4 cautions throughout. But tonight, with only 8 drivers qualified so far, however, it looks like we have another 5 or so in that are waiting to qualify now. Whether or not they're just going to start at the back, maybe not knowing this track as much or not getting the practice in they needed. I believe it's going to be pretty exciting tonight. I mean, I've heard from some of the drivers stating that the truck is very loose on entry. You kind of lose the rear end on entry, and if you get back to that throttle too soon, you're going to lose it on exit and be spinning out of 2 and out of 4.
Yeah, definitely. This is going to be a tricky track for these drivers tonight. But I think I kind of like the move to come to Myrtle Beach. Excuse me. I think everyone knows Martinsville and what kind of racing Martinsville puts on. So this is something a little different that you don't normally see. On iRacing, typically this would be for street stock, super late models, cars of that nature. So to have the Camping World trucks come here, I think it'll be interesting.
Without a doubt. And, we have some time left for drivers to get the qualifying lap in. However, where we stand right now, as it appears that some of these drivers may not be qualifying in the Save the Tatas 150, currently we have Lilith Peters in that one truck on the pole position with Christian Delgado in second. Peter Terrio in his Ford is in third. Nathan Christensen in his Chevrolet for Hillbilly Motorsports is fourth. Kyle Purcell is fifth. Tyrone Yo is sixth. Seventh is Jackson Mentor. Sean Purcell rounding out your top 8. Now, the drivers who have not qualified yet, but who have entered or become an entry in the race are Don Manning, Corey Cheshire, Brian Tiffany, Justin Horton, and Adam Angerstein.
Yeah, so we'll see. I'm not sure how much time left is in this qualifying session. I believe it's only 5 minutes. So, like you said, the rest of this field here may have chose to, maybe sit out qualifying, whether that's they don't know the track that well or didn't get enough practice and don't want to be up there in the mix early on. So we'll see as qualifying winds down.
Yeah, and this we kind of referenced Martinsville because that's what we're running in the Truckers Feed America Cup Series on Tuesday as well in our next gen cars. We ran there in our Julio Cornhole Boards cars on Thursday. But albeit a half a mile here at Myrtle Beach, completely different than what it would have been at the paperclip at Martinsville, Virginia. Number one, the weather's going to be a little hotter here than it was in Virginia, as well as um, this is it's more of a tri-oval shaped kind of, that front stretch has kind of got that little bit of D curve to it all the way through that straightaway, or what we would consider to be a straightaway. um so and it's not flat, so definitely going to be a little bit different than what we've broadcasted here the past week. It will be on next Tuesday. However, half mile nonetheless. These trucks are going to get in here and get it done, and these drivers are going to be excited to get out here and show you what they have at Myrtle Beach, South Carolina.
Yeah, it should be a good race for sure. I think it's interesting. It's almost like you said, like a D-shaped oval. I almost call it like a kink. Just past the start finish line, it kind of takes a little bit of a turn to the left. So it'll be interesting for these drivers. Hopefully, I was hearing from some drivers that on cold tires, you really, really got to take it easy on the first few laps before you can kind of settle in and feel this thing out. So we'll see how these drivers attack it here tonight.
Yeah, and looking at some of the team data that we have here, we have Lilith Peters for Reaper Racing as your pole sitter, and outside pole in that 13 is Christian Delgado for Reaper Racing. So Reaper Racing definitely on their game tonight. Peter Terrio racing for Dominion Motorsports is in third. Hillbilly Motorsports Nathan Christensen is in fourth. Salt Motorsports Cal Purcell is in fifth. Tyrone Yo for TBJ Racing is in sixth. Artemis Raceworks Jackson Mentor in seventh. Purcell Motorsports with Sean Purcell in eighth. Cadgercook Motorsports Justin Horton is in ninth. Corey Cheshire's Hillbilly Motorsports is in 10th. It shows David Hara taking the field. I'm obviously not taking the field today. I apologize for that. But in 11th, you're going to have Brian Tiffany from North South Motorsports. Did not take a time. Adam Angerstein for Assault Motorsports did not take a time. Nor did Don Manning, rounding out the top 14 here tonight. This is a playoff race, folks. And real quickly, I'm going to go ahead and bring up our point standings, show you where everyone's at. This is the first race of the final round of the playoffs for these drivers here in the Truck Series. And there are these six. Justin Horton is your points leader with Lilith Peters in second. Kyle Purcell third. Christian Delgado fourth. Sean Purcell is fifth. Jackson Mentor is sixth. Now, mind you, all the points were reset to 2,000, so they're all starting off with equal ground here in this race. And that won't last long, because after this race we will have a new points leader solidified based upon actual points in this race.
And like you said, this is going to be the race that kicks off our final championship round. These drivers are going to have 4 races to point themselves towards the championship. So points are reset. It's like starting over, and see which driver tonight can come out on top.
Yeah, as we watch Barney standing up here waiting, doesn't yet have the flag in his hand. Now he raises up that green flag, and he's going to hold it on this first start. Lilith Peters will have to go on the green flag. Any subsequent restarts will be on the leader once the pace car has hit pit road. But pace car's on pit road now. Barney has the green flag in hand. And we are off. Green flag in the air as Lilith Peters takes off. It's a great jump. Oh, is the two of Tyrone Yo's sideways.
Oh, Delgado's sideways.
No harm, no foul as we continue on.
The yellow is out.
Oh, did the yellow fall?
Yeah, I see Delgado had an issue there getting into one. I have to take a look back and see what happened.
Yeah, I mean, I saw Delgado kind of get sideways, but he never really got turned around. I'm not sure why that would have thrown the caution, as he didn't really get sideways. He kind of was sideways, and his truck just kind of halted and stopped. Not that he held his brake, it just stopped.
Yeah, and that could have forced what happened and brought out the yellow. Kind of take a look back further, see if there's something we may have missed.
We're going to go back to the green flag, take a look, because it happened quickly thereafter, so Let's jump back there, take a look as we'll follow Delgado through this start, see what happens here. So we see that 3 of Nathan Christensen right in behind the 13. Okay, the 1 gets a good jump. The 13 really doesn't get going. The 13 or the 3 has some trouble. And then, yeah, the 13 just loses it on entry on that high side. The tires weren't ready to stick for him. I would have thought the caution would have come out for the 3 before it came out. Let's back up again. We have a second here. Take a look at what happened with that 3. Because the 3 gets really loose here on the start. He has the 2 of Tyrone Yo behind him. As they get going, as he's going through gears, he just spins his tires and it kicks him sideways. That's why Tyrone Yo got a little loose. Tyrone, they all collected it. Not sure why NASCAR chose to throw the caution there, but nonetheless, we'll go back to live action here. So we are now on lap 5 of the 150 to save the Tata's 150 for the ORR Lawn Care Truck Series, part of the All-American Racing League. This is our I want to say beginner series, but a lot of these drivers aren't beginners by any means. But this is kind of your way into the All-American Racing League's progression model, which moves on to the Holyoke Cornhole Board Series that we also broadcast. But we broadcast on Thursdays for the All-American Sim Racing Network on both YouTube at All-American Racing League and Facebook at All-American Racing League. And then from there, you could possibly get recruited into a team over at the Truckers Feed America Cup Series, where we race next gens every Tuesday night on Sim Racing Media. Used to be formerly the Esports Broadcasting Network on YouTube, is now the Sim Racing Media. You will find our races there. Back to the action here as the lights are out on the pace car once again on lap 6 of 150. Pace car is in. Lewis Peters will be your control truck.
Yeah, it looks like we're going to stack them back up the way we started, and we're going to try this one again.
There's no real restart zone here. I'm not sure where we calculate that being. As the 13 gets a great start alongside the 1. I don't think the 1 knew when to start. I mean, that I agree could be an issue there.
Looks like the 10 of Peter Terrio is going to clear the 13. He's going to suck up to the rear bumper of the 1 of Lou Peters here coming out of 4.
Peter Terrio, who's been on a tear in the Truckers Feed America Cup Series in our next gen cars. I believe winning the last couple, at least 2 of the last 3 races.
Yeah, I think that's correct.
And that was his first race. Was a couple races ago. So, he won 2 in a row. Once he won his first, he came back and won his second. And now he's hounding the 1 truck of Lewis Peters for that top spot here in the Safety Tata's 150.
Yeah, and right now, early on, it looks like Peter Terrio can really roll the center of the corner a lot better than Lilith Peters. Lilith seems to get a little bit better drive off. I'm seeing Terrio kind of, get loose quite a bit on, off the corner. But right now, through the center, he can really make up some ground down through there.
And for the 6th position, we see the 39 of Justin Horton trying to work the inside of the 00 of Sean Purcell. Not happening as Sean Purcell was able to capitalize on that and that outside line and make his position known. 39 falls back in line.
And now Peter Terrio made that bottom work. He was able to get by the 1 of Lilith Peters on lap 11.
Sorry we missed that, folks, but we'll go back and show you a quick pass for the lead there. Something's hung up there. There it goes. Peter Terrio works to the inside of Lilith Peters. Makes that pass on that low side. Lilith trying to make it hanging out on the outside, but wasn't able to do so. Peter Terrio pulls out just 0.6 of a second over Lilith Peters for that top spot. Christian Delgado trying to hold off the charge from Kyle Purcell in the 16 Toyota.
Yeah, it looked like Kyle tried to maybe take a peek. Either he overdrove the corner or he took a peek to the outside, just Nothing really happening up there on that top side at the moment.
While these drivers try to figure out where they want to be on track, we're going to jump to a commercial break, and we'll be right back with you here in just a second. Lap 15 and 150 in the second. Top
Back to more racing action right after this. Looking for a safe, effective cleaning system? Look no further. G-Tech Evolutionary Cleaners and Degreasers, certified by the EPA as a safer choice product. G-Tech can be used quickly and safely to remove soils and stains from most surfaces. Give them a call at 770-9688 or visit them on the web at mygtech.com. G-Tech, 5346 BBS Way, Brazelton, Georgia. G-Tech, your one-stop for professional, eco-friendly cleaning products. For tailgating activities or just plain backyard fun, look no further than Holio. Made to order cornhole bags and boards. No order is too large or too small. You can choose unfinished or finished with stain and polyurethane, and finished with a vinyl design or your company branding. Don't wait for the season to be over. Contact Holio on Facebook. Holio, made to order cornhole bags and boards. Now back to trackside action with the ORR on camera.
And we are back like we never left. Lap 18 of 150 as Sean Purcell's working to the inside of Jackson Mentor in the 28. See Corey Cheshire, looks like he's having some issues, some internet issues possibly. Kind of flashing in and out there.
Right now, it looks like Peter Terrio is checked out on Lilith Peters. She's up to about a second and a half lead over Lilith, followed by Kyle Purcell back there in third, and his brother Sean in fourth, and Jackson Minter at the moment, I believe, is going to round out the top five.
Yeah, it looks like the 13 of Christian Delgado had some kind of issue there. I'm not sure exactly what happened to him, but he was way down on the inside and looked to slow pretty quick. Let's see what happened as he was being passed by the double Z.
Looks like him and the 48, Corey Sesher, both had problems in the same corner.
No,
I was going to say
13 had some issues on the high side, it looked like. Hate to rewind you here, but I'm not sure if he got up into the wall or what happened with that 13, but I'm going to see if we look back just a little bit further. I apologize at home, as we just want to make sure we bring you everything that happened here. Yeah, he just gets in. Looks like gets in a little hot there in front of the 10. And gets it drifting around the turn there, comes all the way down to the inside, and yeah, you're right. The 48 did the exact same thing.
Yeah, because I was kind of looking at that, and Cheshire, I thought, was up there in the 4th, 5th position, then quickly dropped back to 10th, so I figured he had an issue.
Yeah, so your leader is still Peter Terrio with Lilith Peters, 2.2 seconds. 2.45 seconds, 2.5 seconds back is Lilith Peters. Kyle Purcell in third, 2.3 seconds behind Lilith. Sean Purcell up to fourth, up 4 positions. So that's about a second and a half behind his brother with Adam Agerstein. Fifth, he is now up 8 positions. This 9 truck is flying late in the going. The fastest truck on the track, the fastest lap time of the day belongs to Peter Terrio, your leader, with a 19.57. Lilith Peters is right behind him with a 19.6, and then you have the rest of the field is a 19.8 or 19.9. Their best lap of the night.
Yeah, and I'm kind of looking at it right now. Looks like still right now the fastest truck on the track will be Peter Terrio. He just ran a 20.17 compared to Peter's lap. Let's see what that was, a 20.2.
Yeah, as we see, Cal Purcell takes Lilith Peters had some trouble.
Yeah, Lilith Yellow is out.
Yellow
Looks like
is out.
Lilith Peters had an issue.
See what happened with Lilith here. Yeah, she just gets in and it just gets loose. She gets down to the very bottom line there on entry. And it almost goes all the way around. Good save, Lilith, to keep it out of the wall. Let's see what we have on pit road. Again, great save to keep that hose out of the wall. As we see Peter Terrio's in. Kyle Purcell, Sean Purcell. Lilith Peters brings it down from 4th position after that spin. Now Lilith may get that Adam Ingerstein, so everyone's on, all the leaders on pit road here. Don Manning stays out on track. But for Lilith Peters, she may, because she brought out the caution. I'm not sure if race control's in effect tonight, if they'll be able to, but typically she would fall back to that the tail end of the longest line.
Yeah, I mean, I would expect where she was the cause of the yellow, she'll be getting the EOL to go to the tail on this next restart.
So, Don Manning is not in the top 6 in points here. So he's out here just trying to do whatever it takes to get a win, to show up the rest of the field. So by staying out, it's not really much of a points advantage for Don. Just if he can work a different strategy than everyone else to bring home that victory is what Don is looking for. But no, Don is now coming down. Either he missed it the first time around or just decided, you know what, it's I didn't. Yeah, I'm not sure why he would have stayed out there. He could be in a tight points battle for 7th on back, somewhere in there, and trying to gain as many points as he can to booster his team to get them a little higher up in that running order, final point standings.
Yeah, and I was going to say, I've seen Don Manning in our Holio series actually play a little bit different pit strategy there one race, and it worked out for him. So I was going to go with that, but I think maybe it's a matter of maybe he missed it or he had a change of heart.
Yeah, I mean, it would be tough 33 laps in to stay out on older tires. I don't know what the tire wear is here for Myrtle Beach, but I can't imagine you want to be out there with 33 laps on your tires while everyone else has got fresh meats on.
Just watching these drivers under caution, it looked like there was a little bit of contact between the two Purcell brothers, Kyle and Sean, under the pace laps here. So keep an eye on that and see how that works itself out. Maybe we missed something.
As the pace car is in, Dave, and we are riding along with Peter Terrios. He's the control truck. He gets a great start. As we watch him wheel it in, as you can see, he's putting very little wheel into it to avoid spinning out here. Oh, he gets a little loose all the way up to the wall. He's able to keep it out of the wall, though, there, Dave. Good job for Peter Terrio.
Yeah, absolutely. And Sean Purcell is able to clear his brother Kyle there for the 2nd position. Coach Delgado now is trying to reel in that 16 truck with Kyle Purcell who's in 3rd. Jackson Mentors riding there in the 4th position, I think.
Caution is out again. Nathan Christensen has crashed. Tyrone Yo has had an issue. We'll see what happened with Tyrone Yo because they came out before the yellow. Tyrone, there we go. Tyrone just spins it out, gets it sideways. That Happy Halloween truck. Oh no. And it's Tyrone, so no damage. So the 3 was okay there. But the reason he showed up in the registers is he came almost to a complete stop for the 2 truck who was then trying
Yeah, so no harm, no foul there for the 3. He was able to get it moved down just in time to keep from making contact with the 2. Now looks like everyone's good to go now.
Yeah, and the 3 did come down pit road there. He's getting some tires on his truck. Not sure if he meant to use those tires already or not. They do have, I believe it's 4 sets plus the set they start on. Is that right, Dave? I say this every week, so I should know it by now.
Yes, I believe that's correct.
So they have a lot of tires, plenty of tires for this race for sure. And I apologize, folks. Harra House Barbecue has brought me in to the booth here some barbecue sandwiches, and wow, they're amazing. Thanks to Laura Venters over at Harra House Barbecue for doing that for me. But I'll try not to munch in your ear too awful much here, as we are under the pace laps 40 of 150 in the Save the Tatas 150, and this is the Save the Tatas 150 for breast cancer awareness. Breast cancer is obviously a very serious thing, as is any type of cancer. Be sure, as this is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, every month should be sure to get your screenings done, as early detection can save lives and also save the tatas. Peter Terrio is your leader. Sean Purcell is in second. Kyle Purcell's third. Christian Delgado is fourth. And Jackson Minter rounds out your top 5. As the pace car is in, the 10 truck of Peter Terrio will bring us down to the start line here. Let's see what Sean Purcell has for Peter Terrio in this race. As Peter Terrio is off. It's a good start. Pulls out several truck lengths over the double zero. We see the 9 of Adam Angerstein working to the outside of the 39. Try to take over that 6th position. 39 for now has the preferred line, as Lilith Peters is working her way back to the 39.
Oh, the 39's around.
Wow, self-spinning, but able to not be hit. There's a lot of skill in that, folks. Being able to hold onto the truck and these other drivers get around you. It's a blessing that they can get around you, but it takes a lot of skill for these other drivers to see what's happening and make the proper move at these speeds to get around that 39.
Yeah, these trucks, from what I've heard, can be a very uneasy, I guess, getting into the corner, especially if you overdrive it just a little bit and have to use a little too much brake. The rear end wants to step out, and that looks like that's exactly what happened there to Justin Horton in the 39.
And we see the 2 of Tyrone Yo making his way down pit road to get a fresh set of tires on from the 12th position here. He is on the lead lap. He'll get these tires changed. Let's see if he takes tires here. No, it looks like maybe he came in for some fuel and maybe a little bit of damage repair. And back out on the track he goes. So no real tire advantage for the 2, but getting the damage repaired, maybe that fuel. Could be trying to save it, run this thing to the end. As we go through the field here, we have Peter Terrio out of La Plata, Maryland. It looks like we're showing Truck Speed America Cup Series because some folks just don't have the time to change it there late on. But Sean Purcell out of Rockford, Illinois. Kyle Purcell out of Lisle, Illinois, who is our reigning ORR Lawn Care Truck Series champion. 16 Toyota. Christian Delgado out of Abilene, Kansas. Check him out at twitch.tv/ChristianBoss13. That's twitch.tv/ChristianBoss13. Then we have Jackson Minter out of Wheat Ridge, Colorado in the ORR Lawn Care Truck Series, as we see there. Thank you, Jackson. For Artemis Raceworks. Lilith Peters out of Tampa, Florida. Fortunately, Lilith was able to miss some of the floods and things that went on with that hurricane there, so we're happy for Lilith on that one. So we have Adam Angerstein out of Akron, Ohio, driving that 9 Toyota. Don Manning from Claremont, New Hampshire, in that 92 Ford.
Yeah, looks like pace car is off. We're gonna take the green here off of 4.
Ontario's your control truck once again.
And another great jump for Peter Terrio down here in the 1. Looks like Delgado and Kyle Purcell. Now Kyle Purcell is going to try to get to the inside of the 00 Sean Purcell down the back.
As Peter Terrio seems to be wrapping the bottom in both 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, keeping it right down there on the bottom of the track.
Yeah, it's interesting. Looks like that last corner there down 3 and 4, or 1 and 2, I should say. It looks like Sean Purcell made that outside work on the outside of the 16 truck. So maybe we're going to see that line come in here.
Peter Terrio was pulled out to a 1 second, like really quick, like. Must have been why the 00 was working his way around that 16. Peter Terrio in that 10 Ford was able to pull out. Don Manning has crashed, it looks like, as we're under our 5th caution. Go back to see what happened with Don. Looks like Don gets hard on the brakes. He wasn't expecting the 28 to be slowing up like he was. And when Don got hard on his brakes, maybe he has a little too much bias towards the rear there and just spun it out. No contact with anything whatsoever.
Yeah, and we've seen that a few times already tonight. You know, on corner entry, you get on those brakes just a little too hard, and the truck just wants to come around. At that point, it's really hard to save it.
Yeah,
and I know we saw Delgado save it there on the opening, green flag start. Was able to save that truck, but very hard thing to do.
Yeah, Dave, and we do use a fixed setup here in the ORR Lawn Care Truck Series and throughout All-American Racing League. However, for this particular race, we did not use iRacing fixed setup. I don't believe one existed. As we see, oh, nope, they didn't come down. They chose a setup from somewhere else, and I'm not sure what vendor or whom they got it from. But typically, the iRacing setups are very, very tight. This one appears to be quite loose. But all drivers have the exact same setup. They cannot tweak it other than the brake bias and, of course, their steering wheel itself, steering pinion itself. So not a whole lot of changes they can make to it, but it seems to be a very loose setup, loose on entry, loose on exit, which typically you want. Loose is fast, as they say. So these drivers used to driving a tighter iRacing fixed setup are now driving a loose fixed setup, maybe causing some problems here with these single truck spins.
Yeah, absolutely. I think when you're running, like you said, you're running these iRacing fixed setups, which are, like you said, typically on the tight side, then you hop into these this setup, which is looks to be very, very loose. Yeah, definitely a learning curve early on here for all these drivers to try to figure out what they can and cannot do with the truck.
Yeah, and there's a lot to be said for that, right? why would we want more of a loose setup? Well, as a driver, I know in other vehicles that we run throughout the series, I find that the loose setup, you can drive a loose setup tight, but it's really, really difficult to drive that tight setup loose. And I know that doesn't make much sense, but there's things you can do with your line and with your braking and your entry points that can help that loose feel kind of tighten up a bit. But to take that tight setup, you're going to push that nose 9 out of 10 times trying to get after it. Sean Purcell on the outside of Peter Terrio. Peter Terrio, your control truck. He's off. Christian Delgado jumping to the outside, trying to make something work there. Falls in line behind the 16, now working to the inside as the 1 of Lilith Peters moves to the outside of the 13.
Yeah, great rebound for Lilith Peters. She was involved in a self-spin earlier in this race. Had to go, from that second or third position, I believe it was, back to the rear. So I think she's going to crack into the top 4 here. Great recovery for her so far.
Oh, as the 00 is around. Keeps it pointed in the right direction. However, the
yellow
caution
is
will
out.
come out.
Yeah, the 00 just got loose off the corner. Had to lock it down and stop.
And it's kind of through that tri-oval section, exiting 4. I believe that's where we were on track. Exiting 4, coming through that dog leg, or that it's not even a dog leg. It's a kink or a bend. As Sean Purcell makes his way down pit road. We are on lap 61 of 150 in the Save the Tatas 150 for the ORR Lawn Care Truck Series, a part of the All-American Racing League. Dave, let's grab that 10 real quick if we can, and we'll have a word with our leader.
Go over here, see if I can pull him in real quick.
We'll make it short because this is some short pace laps here.
Kyle, it's Dave and Dave in the booth. You get us?
I do.
Hey, how's your race going so far? How's the truck feel on this particular setup?
Well, I got a little bit of right side damage. The person on my outside spun his tires on the initial race start. I got some damage from that, but other than that, just trying to keep it clean, let the people in front of me spin themselves out, trying to keep me behind them, and just get spots that way. This is going to be a war of track position, so I'm just trying to keep it as best I can.
So Kyle, real quick before we send you back, do you have anything for this 10 of Peter Terrio?
Probably not. I just got back from a camping trip. I didn't have a chance to practice at all, unfortunately. So I came back to a plumbing disaster. So I just barely made it into the race at all. So just doing the best I can to keep it clean.
Well, we wish you the best of luck with your plumbing and your racing tonight. So good luck out there tonight, and give them hell, man. I see Lilith Peters is back in your rear view, so be watching out there.
All right, appreciate it.
That was Kyle Purcell in the number 16 Toyota, setting in second position. Going to be working the outside of this 10 on this restart.
Yeah, it looks like the lights are out on the pace car. Let's see if that pace car ducks on off here down the back strip. And it does. We're going to have Peter Terrio on the inside. We're going to have Kyle Purcell outside of him, and Lilith Peters restarting here in third. We get another great jump for the 10 of Peter Terrio. Lilith Peters going to battle down the inside of the 16. She will take that P2 spot away from Kyle Purcell. And now Delgado's trying to get his nose up underneath that 16 to take over P3.
And Peter Terrio in the 10 is checking out. Trying to get away. He's almost out by a second already over Lilith Peters. The 16 is trying to work that outside to get back around Lilith. Working that second lane, maybe just a little higher than that.
And these are two championship contenders going at it here for P2 at the moment. It looks like they're going to settle that out. Lilith Peters is going to take over P2.
In fourth position, we see Christian Delgado holding off the 48 of Corey Cheshire. I believe got a second place finish there. Was it last week, Dave?
Yes, I believe it was last week.
As we're under caution again, looks like Don Manning had some trouble on track here. Let's see what happens. I'm going to guess, Dave, that this is another slide.
That would be my guess. It looks like maybe...
Yeah, right on the exit. Oh, except for he caught that inside wall. Doing a little damage to the front of his truck. Now, they do have two quick repairs here. Fortunately, I don't think he's had to use one yet. Although he's been in... this is his second caution. I don't think he's had any damage from the first one. But this clearly did some damage. Of course, we are on a half-mile track, and you know what they say about these short tracks and damage. You don't need a hood or fenders to finish it. It's the 13 and the 40. Oh, the 48 goes down pit road. The 13 fakes. 48 of Cheshire is on pit road to get some fresh tires here on lap 69 of 150.
It looks like Tyrone Yo was down pit road. I'm a little confused. It looks like Tyrone was down. Was only there for about 5 seconds. Looked like he's back down pit road again. Maybe that was just to try to stay ahead of the pace car, possibly.
Yeah, and Tyrone may have been. He may have come down and realized that the pits were closed. And had to come down again to get his service done, rather than go a lap down that early on. The 13 almost catches the tires trying to fake a little pit road action there. That you don't want to do. Those big tractor tires will tear the nose completely off this track. Well, we are coming up on halfway. We are 4 laps from halfway in the Save the Tatas 150. Again, be sure to regularly check yourself for any lumps or whatever your doctor says to do for breast cancer prevention. Be sure to get those mammograms as scheduled and take care of yourself out there, folks. This is our 6th caution flag of the night. As the pace car comes in on lap 72 of 150, we will take the green at lap 73. Peter Terrio is still your leader. He will still be your control truck. With Peters outside, again, that control truck gets one hell of a jump. Going into 1, he's got 4 truck leads over the 16 and the 1.
Looks like Jackson Minter had an issue. He's up in the wall. Is still rolling. Green is going to stay. Looks like Lilith is able to clear the 16.
Dave, I'm looking back here. We're trying to watch this 00. He's had a fast truck all night, and now he's having to work himself back through the field. He's currently sitting in 6th position behind Nathan Christensen in that 3 truck. You want to have patience here on these short tracks, and I know that's very hard to do because everything is so close together. But you're going to have patience if you're a faster truck and you're trying to navigate back through the field.
Yeah, and we're just now coming to halfway, so hopefully these drivers can settle in here and have a nice clean second half and show a little bit of patience. I think if you're the faster truck, I think patience will prevail in the long run here.
Yeah, without a doubt. With us being just over halfway here, we're going to jump to a quick commercial break. We will be right back with you.
Back to more racing action right after this.
This race sponsored in part by Graham Collision, professional automotive collision repair specialist. Visit either of their Iowa locations in Waukee and Urbandale for your collision repair and vehicle body work. Like them on Facebook or visit grahamcollision.com. Graham Collision, unparalleled support, unbeatable assistance.
For the best selection of quarter midget parts online, look no further than FMI Racing. FMI Racing, helping racing enthusiasts everywhere achieve new levels of performance and quality in their vehicles with parts and gear. Give them a call at 770-720-1003 or visit fmiracing.com. 2092 Harmony Drive, Canton, Georgia. FMI Racing. Now back to trackside action with the ORR Lawn Care Truck Racing Series of the All-American Racing League.
All right, folks, we are back live. Like we never left because we didn't. Peter Terrio is still your leader, followed by Lilith Peters, who seems to be gaining quite a bit now. Now that she's caught back up and ran back through the field, she's holding a half second right now on that gap to the 10, running about a half a lane. It appears she's running about a half a lane higher than Peter Terrio, as Peter Terrio continues to wrap that bottom. But it seems to be working for Lilith. As you can see, she was a whole full lane higher just there. Caution is out once again. I'm not sure what that's for.
I am not too sure either. I'm not saying anything on my end.
So we see everyone come down. Except for the 00. The 00 stays out. Maybe he missed the pit road, not sure there. But, yeah, the 9 stays out. Tyrone Yo stays out as he was just on pit road. Don Manning stays out. What a shakeup at the front. And that 9, the 9 and the 00, we were very, very fast. But I still, Dave, if you happen to see what that is, let me know. I'll try to go back and find it.
Yeah, I've been looking. I don't see it. I don't know. Not exactly too sure what that yellow is for.
Lilith Peters is going to be the first truck off pit road. So she beat that 10 out, and she did. Lilith Peters will restart here 5th as Don Manning stayed out, Tyrone Yo stayed out. The 9 of Adam Ingerstein stays out, and Sean Purcell and the 00 stays out. So the first 2 rows are going to be a little bit older tires. Now, mind you, this is lap 82 that Lilith Peters, Peter Terrio, Cal Purcell, Jackson Mentor, and those folks came down on lap 82. We're now on lap 84. Sean Purcell was last down on lap 60. Adam Ingerstein was last down on 61. Tyrone Yo and Don Manning just jumped in. They were both down on 69, so looks like Sean Purcell and Adam Ingerstein, 60 and 61. They're 20 lap older tires. Gonna stay out in the front here and try to hold these drivers off long enough for these tires to equalize a little bit before the time is to sustain it. Real quickly, I want to bring to you folks at home once again the point standings as they were at the beginning of this race. Take a look on your screen. These are the top 6 that are in this round. Now, I'm not showing you from 7th on back, although those do matter. Points are still being accumulated. However, these are the ones that have a chance in this playoff round of 4 races. This is the first race of that round. Whoever does best over this floor, as everyone is tied, these are your 6 drivers that are out there trying to win a championship. You have Justin Horton, Lilith Peters, Cal Purcell, Christian Delgado, Sean Purcell, and Jackson Winter. That doesn't stop the likes of Adam Ingerstein in that 9 wanting another win, or wanting to win out here, or Peter Terrio wanting to win out here. That's not going to stop them from giving it all they can. Playoff drivers are playoff drivers. You're going to respect them, but it comes down to it when you go out here and win this for the team. Sean Purcell is your control truck. His car is in. Sean gets a great jump. The 1 gets going. The 9 was very slow getting started. The 10 kind of gets in the back of him there. The 9 just did not get going. Maybe a bathroom break was in order, Dave.
It very possibly could be, but now we see, little stack up at the front.
As the
Little
1
Peters
is
is around.
They're staying green. I guess because she's off track. iRacing did not throw a caution.
Yeah, yellow is out now.
Was it out now? Okay. Looks like Lilith really gets in hard, gets hard on the binders. The 10 is right there behind her. She gets into the back of the 00. And as she gets into the back of the 00, it just killed the front end of her truck as far as making that grip.
Yeah, it looked like a little chain reaction there off the corner.
Seeing something happen with Justin Horton here as well. See if we can find out what happened with Horton. Oh, Justin gets in and gets hard on the binders behind the 48 and just self-spins, gets looped all the way around there. He may have actually brought out the caution rather than Lewis wreck. And that's because, for the folks at home, iRacing, when we turn on iRacing cautions rather than have a dedicated race control, iRacing will throw cautions for anything that is impeding the ability of cars on the track to get around there. So with Lilith Peters' wreck, when she wrecked, she went down and into the grass, so she was off the racing surface. So iRacing wasn't throwing a caution for that at that time. I believe that when Justin Horton got around, that's what brought out the caution and likely saved the day for Lilith. Because Lilith is on pit road. And Dave, if I'm ever misspeaking on this, please correct me. I just want to make sure I'm understanding it correctly too.
Yeah, no, I'm not too sure who was at fault for this one. I'm waiting to see anything from race control to see what the penalty will be. If it's, I believe Lilith Peters had brought out a yellow earlier in the race, so that would have given her EOL. I believe second caution would be a 1-lap penalty. So, once again, I'm just waiting to see what race control says on this particular caution, who they call it on.
Yeah, I'm guessing. I mean, they could very well call it on the 1, but it was the 39, I believe, that brought out the caution this time.
And that is correct. Justin Horton will receive the EOL for this caution.
And we know, even though they're teammates with Kajicut in the Cup Series, we know the 39 didn't spin to prevent her from bringing out that caution, so she wouldn't be penalized that lap. We know that didn't happen. There's a lot of integrity within the drivers in this league, so I can hear the heads at home thinking, well, maybe this or maybe that, but no, that wouldn't happen here in this league. Just because of the integrity. As the pace car is off, the 00 will bring us down with his brother. I'm sorry, with Peter Terrio on the outside in that 10. Peter has been the fastest truck all night. Will the 00 get a good pull to get away from him? As he gets the jump, pulls out to a truck. Heading into 1 as the 10 dives it deep.
Wrecking behind him.
Oh yes, we saw Looks like Justin Horton. No, I'm sorry, Christian Delgado. Got around backwards and is stuck there up against the wall. Gets it turned back down now. And we'll continue on. Cautions breed cautions, folks.
Yeah, it looks like the 13 Delgado just kind of self-spun it into corner number 1 and collected Kyle Purcell and many others. Maybe it was just Kyle. I'd have to go back and look at it.
Yeah, let's go back and take a look at the replay and see what we have from Delgado's standpoint. So Delgado's on that inside, second row. Oh, he just gets loose. Yeah, he gets loose, and the 16 gets in the back of him. Those are the only 2 trucks involved. I'm not sure what the 16's nose is going to look like there. We'll take a look.
Looks like Jackson Minter somehow, some way managed to avoid all of that and made it through.
As we see the 16 of Kyle Purcell heading down pit road, followed by Tyrone Yo. Wait a minute. Yeah, that's correct. Gonna take a look at the front. Yeah, it looks like he used the fast repair there. Got that front of that 16 Toyota straightened out. He's put 4 tires on. The 2 of Tyrone Yo is away. Very quick 6, looks like 8-second stop for Tyrone Yo. Possibly 2 tires on that stop. Justin Horton is still on pit road. Just comes off pit road, followed by Christian Delgado, who just got his new truck out there. Looks like the 1 barely gets out ahead of the pace car there this lap. You know, Dave, 98 of 150 here in the Save the Tatas 150. We have 52 laps, 51 as we come around this next time to go here. I can't pick a winner. I can't pick. Now, I know that the 10 is probably the fastest truck on the track. That doesn't always dictate who's going to win these things, you know?
No, I mean, anything can happen. This is a short track. We've seen a lot of drivers, spin on their own, whether it's on corner entry or exit. So it doesn't take much. Peter Terrio, like you said, has been the truck to beat, and I think right before that yellow, he was looking to try to get that lead back. So, but still about 50 laps to go here when we come back to green. So anything's possible. All you can do right now is be in that position in case something goes wrong here with the 10. We'll see if the 10 can do it on the outside.
And as the 00 restarts as our leader here on lap 100 of 150 as we come to the line, every truck in the field is on the lead lap at this time. Brian Tiffany did not take the field, and I'm David Hera. I logged in the moment. We are off.
It looks like now the 48 is going to take a look underneath the 10 here for P2. 48 of Corey Cheshire really, now showing what he's got possibly up here in the top 30s. The 10's going to look underneath the 00. A little bit of contact.
And the 10 goes around. Cheshire passes the both of them as the caution is out. Wow. Right along here with Peter Terrio. Going to follow him through this crash here. So it looks like he gets to... Oh, yeah. So the 00 actually got loose. Now, the 10 was on his bumper. I don't know if there was some net code there that maybe pushed the 00 a little bit. But I never saw contact. Let me take a different look here, folks, while we have a second. We're going to try to look for maybe our chopper cam. Go back and take another look. Because I honestly... don't know that there was contact on exit that got the 00 loose. Now, we're going to see very well.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like a little bit of net code, but I mean, to me, it's, with a lot of this net code stuff, there probably would have been contact even before the net code. It's real tight up off the corner. I think something, whether you get the air off the back of the 00 or maybe there was a little bit of contact. We got him sideways and sent the 00 down the track. Just very tight racing coming off that corner right there.
Nonetheless, folks, this shakes up the top of the field. You have Corey Cheshire and there's 48 Chevrolet for Ally as your leader. Second place, Jackson Minter. Third place, Nathan Christensen, Corey's teammate. Don Manning is in fourth, who we saw have a couple incidents today. And Adam Ingerstein rounds out your top five. Kyle Purcell will be sixth. Tyrone Yo seventh. Justin Horton eighth. Ninth is Lilith Peters. 10th is Christian Delgado.
Yeah, so kind of a complete shakeup here with, just a handful of laps to go here. 45, 46 laps to go. So, complete shakeup up at the front. We've got a lot of names that we haven't really seen that have been kind of mid-pack.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if I'm Peter Terrio or Sean Purcell sitting back here in 11th or 12th, as they come off pit road. I don't know I'm comfortable with the way this. Now, they're hoping maybe they can just finish it out and another caution comes out, leaders will pit, and then they get all that free space back again. But I don't know I'm comfortable trying to navigate back through this field.
Yeah, I mean, it's tough sledding trying to get back up through the field. Just gotta, like we talked about earlier, it's the same thing with just about every short track. You just gotta show a lot of patience and restraint, and I think it'll pay off.
Yeah, and Peter Terrio's truck's clean, so he used a quick repair. Sean Purcell did not use it. As we'll see the damage to his left side of his truck there. The scrapes and beat and bang in there. But, Corey Cheshire will be your control truck as the lights are out on the pace car. Pace car's in. Dave, bring us down to the green.
All right, so we're going to have the 48 as Cheshire. To the outside of him is going to be Jackson Minter in that 28. Looking for the green. Green is out. Great jump for Corey Cheshire, about 2-3 truck length lead, getting into one. Jackson Minter is going to be able to clear for P2. Looks like they've all sorted out here, the top three, and yellow is out again.
Yellow is out once again for Don Manning, Christian Delgado. Looks like there was some incident there. Let's take a look at first what happened with Don Manning. He gets a bump by the 16. Gets him loose and down onto the bottom of the track. No other contact, but it does look like he was spun by the 16. What happened with Delgado back here?
Looks like Delgado, maybe they're checking up for the yellow. I think Tyrone and the 13 made a little bit of contact.
Yeah, I think he got loose and then just hooked down in front of from the angle that we were seeing on TV. Back to the Don Manning crash here real quick from the drone cam. Yeah, Don just slows up for the turn on that high side, and the 16 just gets in the back of him. Spins him around, loops him down across the track. As we see, Jackson Minter is now on pit road, as well as Adam Angerstein coming down to get some fresh tires. Corey Cheshire is your leader. His teammate in the 3, Nathan Christensen, sets second. Kyle Purcell is third. Justin Horton fourth. Tyrone top 5.
Yeah, so Peter Terrio was given the EOL on that last caution. We'll see what happens on this one. My guess is the EOL will probably go to the 16 of Kyle Purcell, but we'll see what race control, see what they determine.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too as well, Dave, based on what we could see up here. But, we don't always know the full story up here as to what occurred. So we'll let race control handle that, and we'll just report it as we see it. So the 13 of Delgado, I think he's staying out, trying to get his I'm going to take the wave around to possibly get that lap back. Nathan Christensen dropped out of the second position to come down and get some tires on that number 3 Matco Tools machine. Cheshire and Justin will be the truck starting in that front line there, your front pair. Tyrone Peters, 3rd and 4th. We see the brothers Purcell going to start 5th. Actually, I'm sorry, Sean Purcell on the inside of Peter Terrio. And 16 of Purcell. Looks like he did get that EOLs. He's waiting for Nathan Christensen to come around. I mean, Christian Delgado, Nathan Christensen. So he falls to the back. Lights are out on the pace car, Dave.
Yeah, so once again, the 48 of Cheshire is going to lead him down here to the green. Outside of him this time is going to be Justin Horton in the 39, and Tyrone Yo sitting there in P3. And they're up. Cheshire, another great jump.
A really good jump that time, going down into 1. Runs that higher, actually almost the 3rd lane there, 2.5 lanes up off the bottom. It makes it stick and makes it work.
Yeah, it looks like Lilith Peters is now going to clear the 2 of Tyrone Yo. Put her in P3. They're all kind of bottled up right now behind Tyrone. Let's see. It looks like the Sean Purcell gets by. The Tanatario gets by.
You got the 9 of Adam Ingerstein working on trying to keep the outside away from that 16. As the 16 of Al Purcell is trying to take over, and does take over that 10th position. Now he's working on the 28. Jackson Winter. Quickly.
Yeah, looks like Jackson kind of washed up the track a little bit, and 16 was easy enough to get by there. Corey Cheshire has started to pull away, almost a second lead now over the 1 of Peters. Justin Horton now sitting in P3, but Peter Terrio in the 10 now working on the 00 of Sean Purcell, trying to put him into the top 4.
Yeah, and the 48 of Cheshire has 14 laps more on his tires than does the 1 of Lilith Peters. And I think we're seeing it there. She's brought that gap down to about a half a second.
Yeah, now down to about 0.4 of a second. So Peters is definitely coming here towards the front. But we've seen Peters has been very quick here tonight as well. At one point, running down our leader at the time, and Terrio. Now she's going to take a look to the inside of the 48.
But even fresher tires than Lilith Peters or Justin Horton are this is Sean Purcell in the 00 and Peter Terrio in the 10, which we know how fast Peter's been. He's on the inside of the 00 now. Both pitted on lap 103. So of the top 5, they do have the fresher tires, as Peter Terrio looks like he's going to be able to complete this pass going down here.
I'll tell you, we got to lead the battle for the lead here. The 48 of Cheshire is really making it work on the high side. The last 2 or 3 laps, they've been side by side. Actually, the 48 now is pulling away, checking back in front of the 1.
Yeah, and I mean, although he has older tires, by making that 1 go to the lower side and really work those tires, heat those tires up to try to make this pass, he's going to end up equalizing these tires if he can just hold on. But Lilith gets a great run this time. Down into 1, Lilith Peters peeks ahead just a bit as the 48 battles back to the outside. Looks like Lilith's going to have a little bit of momentum. No, still side by side as we go into 3. And the 1 is finally clear, it appears, that she's finally cleared herself of that 48 of Cheshire.
Yeah, so it looks like Peters finally won the battle there. She's going to take over the top spot. Looking back here, Cheshire, Horton sitting in third, and we got Peter Terrios still trying to recover from that incident earlier, up to P4.
Yeah, with 26 laps to go, Dave, this is anyone's race here in the top 12, as all 12 drivers are on the lead lap at this point. Brian Tiffany is the only one out, but I don't think Brian took the green. Brian's new to the league and was wanting to get some practice with folks, but wasn't sure whether or not he wanted to get out there and mess with the playoffs, which that's a very honorable decision there.
And Terrio underneath the 39 of Justin Horton. They're going to drag race down the backstretch, but Terrio's still wrapping that bottom very, very well. Like he has done all race long. He's going to clear and jump up in front of the 39.
Yeah, good call, Dave, as he did make that, and now he's going to set his sights on Corey Cheshire in that 48, who hasn't let Lilith get away from him yet, despite the tire disadvantage.
And I'll kind of take a peek at some of the lap times here this time by. Let's see, Lilith Peters, 20.12. Let's see, Peter Terrio ran a 20.15. So, we're talking maybe 3/100ths of a second quicker for Peters over Terrio at the moment. So, those are your two fastest trucks on the track besides, well, Adam Angerstein ran a 20.13, but he is sitting back there in the 8th position.
As Adam is working on the back of this 3 Matco machine of Nathan Christensen for that 7th position. Still quite a bit of a gap there. Back up front, we have Lilith Peters. She ran a 20.28 this last time by. Corey Cheshire running a 20.34. And Peter Terrio running at 20.39.
Yeah, I mean, right now the top 5 are all within, 4 or 500ths of a second of each other, really. So, real tight through here through the top 5.
Yeah, and we wouldn't have expected it any different coming into the first round of our first race of the final round of the playoffs. Here for the ORR Lawn Care Truck Series and the Save the Tatas 150.
And we are now under 20 to go. Coming to this time around will be 17 laps to go.
As we see Sean Purcell working on this 39 of Justin Horton for the 4th position. They've been battling it out the last few laps, I've noticed here. 00 gets in really good, but then the 39 comes in a little slower, but then gets a great run off to keep his advantage over that 00 Cherry Pepsi machine. So, Al Purcell sitting in the 6th position, watching all this happen in front of him, as the 00 is now to the inside of the 39. Well, yeah, 39 pulls away on that outside. While up front, Lilith Peters is pulled out to 1.6 seconds and 1.7 seconds over Corey Cheshire in 2nd place. Peter Terrio is still sitting 3rd. Sean Purcell just gets nosed out in front of the 39 here. Let's see if he can complete this pass. Head down into 1. The advantage goes to the 00. Sean Purcell, as he now takes over that 4th position.
Yeah, and Peter Terrio is trying to close that gap on Corey Cheshire, but they're pretty much the last time by. Terrio was a little bit quicker. The lap before they ran an identical lap time, so we'll see if Peter Terrio has enough time here to get to Corey Cheshire for P2.
And David, I'm showing this time by. Corey Cheshire is almost 2/10 faster than our leader. And Peter Terrio was actually, a tenth behind him on that speed there. So Roy Cheshire, I don't know if he backed off and saved a little speed there, or it could have been Lilith trying to get around it too. We can see here in a couple laps. As Cheshire's making his way around the lap truck of the two, Tyrone Yo now. The gap has shrunk to 1.3 seconds, Dave.
Yeah, 1.3 down to 1.1. Getting down in the corner. The last lap times by, they were pretty much identical.
And that was with the 48 passing the 2, so let's see what they do this time around. Neither one of them seem to be in any traffic. 20.66 for Lilith Peters and a 20.62 for Corey Cheshire.
And yellow is out.
Yellow is out, changes
Looks
everything.
Like Tyrone and Jackson Minter had an issue.
Let's take a look and see what happened. Tyrone Yo is exiting through there across the start finish and just kind of loses it into the inside wall, back to the outside wall, holds on to it. I'm not sure what. Oh, Tyrone came down the track while Minter was coming around. And I hate that for Minter because he wasn't expecting that. But, on these short tracks, it's really hard to get your truck straightened back out again once you're sideways on the track.
Yeah, looks like Corey Cheshire is in, Peter Terrio's in, Justin Horton is down pit road. Jackson Minter, Christian Delgado. It does look like Lilith Peters, Sean Purcell, Kyle Purcell, Nathan Christensen, and Don Manning stayed out.
And I'll be honest with you, I think that's the move of the race, is staying out. And the only reason I say this is because of the amount of time left. We're down to 7 laps to go. Probably 5 laps when we get going.
Yeah, I would say 5 laps to go or less when we get back to green flag. So not many laps for some of these drivers that just pitted to make their way back to the front.
We're going to jump to our last commercial break of the day, folks, and we'll bring this finish to you live. Fast.
Back to more racing action right after this. With over 25 years experience, Lucky Dog Detailing offers the best of the best in vehicle reconditioning, fully licensed and insured. Their number one goal is customer satisfaction and developing a friendship with each job. Call them at 704-401-6075 or visit them on the web at luckydogdetailing.com. Lucky Dog Detailing, the best of the best in vehicle reconditioning. This race brought to you in part by Blue Gray Plastic Fabrication, repair, design, and fabrication of plastic holding tanks and plastic form products. With over 50 years of combined experience working in plastic fabrication, Blue Gray has achieved a reputation of one of the foremost custom fabrication leaders in the industry. Find them on the web at bluegrayplasticfab.com or call 704-226-7024 and get a quote for your next project. That's Blue Gray Plastic Fabrication. Now back to trackside action with the ORR Truck Racing Series of the All-American Racing League.
We are back live at Myrtle Beach Speedway for the Save the Tatas 150 with 5 laps to go. Lilith Peters is your leader. She will be your control truck as the pace car is in.
Yeah, when we take the green, we're going to have 4 laps to get it done. See if Sean Purcell has anything here. Looks like the one. Great jump for the 1. See if the 00 can stay out ahead of the 16, and he looks like he does. And yellow is out.
Yellow is out for Don Manning. Let's see what happened with Don back here.
Oh, looks like the 92 of Manning spun his tires on the start.
Got the 9 as he bounced off the wall. Tough break. We are going to green, white checkers, folks.
Yeah, this will be our first attempt out of 3 green-white checkers here tonight. I have a feeling we may need them all.
I mean, absolutely. We have Lilith Peters as your leader. We have Sean Purcell second, Kyle Purcell third, Nathan Christensen fourth, Corey Cheshire top 5, Peter Terrio in 6th, 7th is Adam Angerstein, Jackson Minter is 8th, Christian Delgado is on pit road. So 9th would go to Justin Horton. We have Christian and Don Manning are both on pit road at this time. So maybe Tyrone Yo. And Tyrone Yo is your 10th race driver. I don't know, Dave. I'm kind of excited to see what happens here.
Yeah, and there's some points on the line. As far as the top 3 are all championship contenders with Peters and the 2 Purcell brothers. The next driver in points contention would be, I'm trying to look at this, possibly Jackson. No, not Jackson Minter. Yeah, maybe Jackson Minter sitting back there in the 8th position.
And as quickly as we've seen the cautions come out here, from these restarts, I won't be surprised if there's another before they can make it back around this half-mile track for that final lap for that white flag.
Looks like lights are off. We'll see if some of these drivers that pitted just recently, if we can get a couple laps here, if those tires will do anything for some of them behind Nathan Christensen here. But looks like they're coming to take the green. Lilith Peters will bring them down. And Lilith is off. Great jump for Lilith. A little checkup behind the 3 that's going to allow the 48 to get to the inside of Nathan Christensen.
Lilith Peters has a great
caution's out.
Backing up behind as the 48 gets shoved down to the inside. Caution is out, but it came out before I saw that incident, Dave. Let's see if I can find what that was for. Okay, so let's see. Justin Horton passes Cheshire. Let's see if we can find out what happens. 48 goes the inside 3 wide. Oh, just kind of loses control of it there, it looks like. Trying to get to the inside of the 16.
Looks like the 9 went around of Adam Angerstein. That's possibly what brought out our yellow.
Let's see here. Let's see what happened.
Yeah, it looks like the 9 comes down the track. Just not quite enough room to come down across the nose of Justin Horton.
Yeah, maybe that's what did it. He was far enough sideways that iRacing threw the caution for that. Because what I was seeing with Corey, unfortunately, it wouldn't have been enough to bring out a caution, because not only that is that he came to rest against the wall down on the grass.
Yeah, it looks like Corey may have caught a break. The yellow had come out before the 48. And even the 10 of Terrio had a little bobble there too at the same time the 48 did. So I'm not sure if he had lost any positions or not, but kind of got lucky with the yellow.
Yeah, so I mean, do we know who race control gave that to? Because I'm kind of hoping they didn't give it to the 48 if the caution wasn't on the 48. But you know what? Uh, it's their call how they saw it, right? I'm not
Yeah, it
sure.
looks like right now on this one, it looks like Adam Angerstein was given the EOL for causing the yellow.
This is going to be our second attempt at a green white checker here in the Save the Tatas 150 for the ORR Lawn Care Truck Series, part of the All American Racing League. We are the All American Sim Racing Network. I'm Hillbilly David Hillbilly. Beside me in the booth all night long has been David Lafano III, a champion in AARL's Truckers Feed American Cup Series, not once but twice now. So we know what we're talking about. Listen to us.
Oh, I don't know, but despite the yellows tonight, it's been a very interesting race. Fun to watch. We still got at least another attempt if this one goes awry. So it should be interesting right here as they are double file. Looks like the pace car is about ready to duck on off, and it does.
I'll be honest, Dave. I didn't know what to expect coming here to Myrtle Beach Speedway. I don't know that I've raced it myself, to be honest. So, been pretty cool so far.
And the one is off. Another great jump for the one. Looks like the 48 is going to battle on the outside of the 16 here. Down through turns 1 and 2, down the backstretch, still side by side with the 16. The 10 looking for anywhere around, a little tap to the back of the 16.
The 16
Now the 48, oh.
48 sitting on the freshest tires of these top three, but this is the final lap for Lilith Peters as the one truck has once again brought her dominance to the truck series.
Oh, the 48 is going to try to get to the outside down here off of 4.
Nope.
Can't get it done, but P3 for the 48. Sean Purcell will be second, but your winner is Lilith Peters.
All right, so we are going to interview the top three drivers. That'll be Lilith Peters, Sean Purcell, and Corey Cheshire. We're going to get those folks in the booth here to kind of talk to us a little bit. So don't go anywhere. Dave, can we get Corey Cheshire in here? Talk to him about his night.
Yeah. Let me see. Give me 1 second here.
Corey Cheshire, Dave Hera, and Dave Lafano in the booth. How's it going, man?
Not too bad, man.
Well, I'd say not, man. That's a podium finish. I believe you got second last week and come here to the short track at Myrtle Beach Speedway to bring in a third place. I noticed you came in on lap 142, so 8 laps ago, and took on some tires, man. And how many laps did you think you needed to catch a little bit there?
Well, I didn't see exactly how many laps was left. I thought there was more, and by the time I was about to get to looking for it, pit road from routes, I just went in and found out there was less. But I thought I had a pretty good chance with everybody that did come in, and I could, get up there. And I just got loose off that 4, and was really surprised. Like caution come out right before, so I was able to keep my spot. And didn't have enough on that outside.
Well, a great run nonetheless. Dave, what you got for him?
No, great run once again here, Corey. Like you said, I think the yellow coming out just as you kind of spun it there off of 4. And we saw Terrio have an issue right behind you as well. So, that caution coming out kind of saved you and kept you in that position. So, great run once again. And look forward to seeing you in races to come. So congratulations, and if you got anyone to thank, now's the time.
Just the HMS crew for giving me the shot to ride with them, and hopefully next season, I'll definitely be there at the playoffs. I just was 1 race short of making it on attendance, so hopefully next year we'll get there. But yeah, I appreciate it, man. It was a good run tonight.
Yeah, Corey, and on behalf of Hillbilly Motorsports, Dave and I are both teammates there, so we're glad to see you on the podium there, man. Congratulations. We're going to send you back to celebrate with the rest of the drivers.
All right, appreciate it, guys. Have a good night.
Yep, you too. All right, that was Corey Cheshire. Now we want to bring in Sean Purcell. We talked to him quite a bit in this series. Let's talk to Sean. Actually, every series. Let's talk to Sean tonight, Dave.
Hey, Sean, Dave, and Dave. You got us?
I do.
Hey, kind of a wild night. We kind of expected some of the cautions as loose as we saw these trucks tonight. But a great run to finish P2 behind Lilith. Looked like Lilith and Terrio were probably the two best trucks all night tonight. So congrats on the P2. And how'd your night go?
Thanks. Yeah, I agree. They were the two fastest. I wouldn't say best, racecraft wise at least. It's a little frustrating when someone who doesn't run for points, let alone run for the championship, gets impatient behind you and just runs you over and wrecks you out of the lead when you're running for a championship. But at the end of the day, salvaged second and finished ahead of them. So I must have been doing something right.
Yeah, Sean, great run tonight. We watched the battles all night long. The 10 was really quick. Lilith, who dropped back several times, she was very, very quick. You were quick. Your brother was quick. Just a great race overall. Yeah, there were a few cautions, but to be honest, for Myrtle Beach, I was expecting a lot more of the carnage than what we saw.
Yeah.
What were the cautions doing for you? Were you glad to see some of them, or would you rather not seen any at all?
I feel like the cautions helped me when I was in the lead because when I was up in the front because it kept me in the front. Didn't have to worry about people passing me, but they also helped when I had gotten sent to the back a couple times because I feel like I was good on the short run, and before people could string out, I could snag a couple positions between cautions. And I think that's the same thing like Lilith and Peter did, battling back through the field a few times. I mean, nobody really had anything for Lilith. It's the same as IRP all over again. She was just the class of the field. It's these short, worn-out tracks. She's figured it out way more than any of us have, so credit to her for that. And I know we're racing her for a championship, but I can't complain about a second when she's the one beating me,
No, absolutely. And who would you like to give a shout out to for this opportunity and this finish tonight?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, shout out Johnny May. Didn't see him hear from tonight, but put me in the 00 this season. And Cherry Pepsi, feeling my way home from Indiana today so I could be here in time for the race.
Yeah, man, absolutely. And we're going to go ahead and send you back to celebrate with the rest of the drivers there, but congratulations on a P2 tonight in the Save the Tatas 150.
Yep, thank you guys. Great cause, great broadcast as always. You guys have a good night.
Yeah, take care. All right, Dave, I guess it's time now for our winner, your winner, folks, in the Save the Tatas 150, Lilith Peters.
Hey, Lilith, Dave, and Dave in the booth. You got us?
Hi.
Well, Lilith, we survived tonight. We made it through. A little rough off and on, but great run for you, bringing home the win. And how'd your race go for you tonight?
Very up and down. I did spin myself out. I didn't need to be a caution, but it was. At least I got the rebound good. Got a good position. And was really having fun racing Corey there for the position. That was awesome.
Yeah, Lilith, we know.
I mean, it's not that bad, I guess.
As usual, you were fast yet again, and I believe Sean Purcell was just alluding to the fact that these old worn out tracks, you tend to be very, very fast at these tracks, and you showed it once again as you came back through the field. I think a couple of times. It looked like the 10 was going to be the class of the field because he seemed to be able to pull away quite a bit, but. By the end of it, were you holding off early on, or did you finally find something along the way, or did it just work out in your favor that way with the cautions?
Yeah, I was holding off at the beginning because I didn't want to wreck the truck, which I ended up doing anyway. But I did find something. I don't know if I would have been beating Peter on speed, all things considered, but it would have been close at least.
And don't
We
beat
used to
yourself.
race like that all the time on these short tracks.
Yeah, don't beat yourself up on the self spin. I mean, that was the majority of our cautions tonight were self spin. It's just that this track is so small that iRacing was going to call them regardless. So, and the caution that was actually when you spun and went down, the caution wasn't going to come out for you, but there was another truck that came in. I believe it was the believe
the 39 of Justin
39.
Horton had spun just ahead of you, and saved you from getting the call for bringing out the yellow.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
worked out
lucky
better
me.
for you.
Right. So anyway, congratulations on the victory tonight, and the floor is yours for any shout outs you'd like to give.
Yeah, thank you guys for having to put up with that in the broadcast. I seem to win all the circus races for whatever reason.
It's
Yeah,
our
thanks,
pleasure.
Jeremy,
It was
for putting me in Kaiju Cat.
it was actually kind of it was good. We enjoyed it. It was fun broadcast to call.
Yeah. Thanks for Jeremy for putting me here. Thanks to the Bean Team. I guess I'm the only one here, but I guess.
Well, let's not forget the Bean Team anytime we're out here, right?
Yeah, I'll see you guys Tuesday.
Yep. Take care, Lilith, and congratulations. You are leaving here the points leader in the ORR Lawn Care Truck Series. Congratulations.
Sheesh.
Nice. See you later, Lilith. All right, Dave. Let's give the folks at home a quick rundown of the finishing order here, and we'll call it a race, which it was definitely that. All right. So as we just talked to Lilith Peters, your winner in tonight's Save the Tatas 150 from the ORR Lawn Care Truck Series. Sean Purcell was second, Corey Cheshire was third, fourth was Peter Terrio, fifth Jackson Minter, and sixth Justin Horton.
Yeah, it looks like seventh is going to go to Kyle Purcell, eighth to Don Manning, ninth will go to Christian Delgado, 10th to Tyrone Yo Jr., 11th will be Nathan Christensen, 12th will be Adam Angerstein, and Brian Tiffany. I don't believe he took the green tonight. And, well, looks like our own David Hara didn't take the green either. So, looks like you, old pal, will be credited with last place.
Oh, well, yeah, no. But anyway, this was the All-American Racing League's ORR Lawn Care Truck Series. We are the All-American Sim Racing Network. This was the Save the Tatas 150 from Myrtle Beach Speedway. Be sure to get out there and get those mammograms. Take care of yourselves. Early detection is the best way to survive this and to save those tatas. Thank you and good night. All American Sim Racing.